Would it be okay if we stop by again sometime? Hear more stories? Get some fanfic going?
Apple Bloom is handed a scone, we see one less on the plate, then it magically respawns. These jars keep changing sizes. Random Background Pony is an expert at dropping exposition for all things related to the Pear family for some reason. This pair of reflections is not so perfect, since her hind leg movements aren't reflected properly. Granny sure takes her time walking down the stairs to allow enough time for this scene to happen.
I'ma go wash up for supper.
The toilet euphemism doesn't work so well when you're walking past the sink and heading towards the outhouse, Granny.
I'ma go wash my behind for supper.
Fun fact, moons being associated with outhouses is a political holdover from disrespectful attitudes towards Nightmare Moon. Today, it's a sin against Best Princess.
Anytime Big Mac and I ever asked Granny about the feud, she'd get so upset she couldn't talk.
So why hide this from her if she's not going to have anything to say about it anyway? Either they snuck away without telling Granny, leaving her to worry about where every pony went, or Applejack told her something and wasn't very honest about it. Previously, we've seen a whole episode dedicated to the trip to get here, but this time it's just a quick crossfade. We saw the same thing for Canterlot. That's just what happens when you unlock fast travel. Every pony is cagey about discussing the Pear farm, but the Carrot farm is the real mystery no pony will address. Smoking cutie mark, you know, for kids. These babies don't have main character eyes, so you can tell they're not long for this world.
I'd need volume 138. I'm sure I could wrangle it.
That's all right, Goldie.
The siblings spent a lot of time traveling here, but are ready to turn and head home after a couple minutes of chatting. You'd think their mission would be getting this book now, especially since the cat isn't even on the book in the next shot.
Burnt oak? I haven't seen him in ages.
Applejack must not get out much, because we saw him in the market 4 seconds into the episode. Elderly pony falls, and no pony even turns around to see if she's okay.
What can I do for you? Come to ask about your dad?
No, but thanks for the reminder.
He would have won too if he wasn't so distracted.
Pear butt distraction. If that's not a sin, nothing is. Grandpear has no reason to think she had something to do with it, unless she's just known for being reckless and breaking stuff. Also, he must have gone blind at a young age to have not seen these two. Pearbutt's excuse is that she had her back turned, but he had a perfect view of this pair. Brightmac destroys property, trespasses, and doesn't even have the consideration to apologize.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh, Applejack?
Except for when it needs to justify some pony making a discovery out in the middle of a clearing some distance from the tree. Don't mind the background Twilight, she's just making her contractually obligated 12-frame appearance. This assortment of candy hasn't moved for generations. Throwing in the eggs with shells isn't a sin, and throwing in the packaging for the flour and sugar isn't either. No, throwing in a glass bottle and making ponies eat that is downright diabolical. Pearbutt rudely dips her hoof in the batter, risking Sugar Cube Corner shut down by the health department. How dare she almost make Pinkie Pie homeless in the distant future? Pearbutt is redundant here. She's just getting in the way to appear useful. Pearbutt has been manipulating the local bakery to put pears in everything and increase pear market share, using a partially open stepladder.
One day, I wanted to surprise her with a cake.
Not much of a surprise considering she helped make that one herself. Fun fact, in Equestria, ponies kiss by hovering their lips inches away for an extended period of time.
Happy 131,456 hour anniversary, darling.
This is the closest thing we've ever had to confirmation of a pony's age. Pearbutt apparently keeps this guitar inside her comparatively tiny saddlebag. Obligatory, playing instrument without finger sin. Obligatory, he sent her a tweet sin.
I know we are the perfect pair.
Obligatory, roll credits sin. What is it with Ponyville and putting random obstacles in the middle of the road?
We're moving to Vancouver?
Vancouver's not so bad. After all, they apparently have a great animation studio. Of all the red flags to look for in a relationship, proposing during the marriage ceremony is probably one of them. The parents just happen to take a stroll to the edge of their farms in the middle of the night at the exact same time. How inconvenient for these two.
We'll be married as soon as Mayor Mare says.
Mayor Mare is the eternal mayor, also known as a dictator.
Oh, can I call you Grandpear Pear?
There must be some lingering symptoms of cutie pox.
My sister's flaking it fancy.
We never really have 100% confirmation the parents are actually dead, do we? We might even be able to speculate about them being off on some trip or trapped in some magical stasis spell somewhere. If it weren't for this leaked email from Hasbro, that is.
Gave him a chance to get to know your mom, real intimately.
Glad you're back, Sugar Cube. Just in time for breakfast for dinner.
Bright Mac was leaving me in the dust. He would have won, too, if he wasn't so distracted.
We'll be right back.